Whether it's your baseball picks or your way too early football picks or your tennis picks, you got to pick them at Sports Interaction. Oh. That's right. It's Canada's sportsbook. Listen, before the game starts, live and play or how your favorite player will perform. Doing it right since 1997, Sports Interaction is Canada's sportsbook with the most competitive odds. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now and see all that sports betting has to offer. You head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. One more time, that's sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. 18 plus, please play responsibly. Bratt was signed this morning as well.
Adam's favorite team.
1 year deal, $5.45 million. I mean, $5 million or $5.5 million for a guy that got you 70 points last year.
It's a risky deal for both sides, I think.
Why do you say that?
He had a really good season last year.
Yes.
And there's no guarantee he repeats it, or he could knock it out of the park.
Well, here's the thing. He'll be an RFA at the end of it. And
he might get asked for more money.
He might get offer sheeted. Oh, no.
It's not.
I think at that point, New Jersey has a better sense of what they are and what they're going to be, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, this past year was just not great. Next year is going to be better. I actually think it sets them up perfectly because you get the opportunity to see, okay, is he going to do this? Is he William Karlsson and he does this for 1 year and then goes back to being a 50 or 60 point guy? Or is he surrounded by better players? And the Devils have better players this year, right? Fair? Sure. Devils fans? You keep telling me they do.
Jack Hughes for sure.
Surrounded by better players, playing better, man, I could think of worse things than having a guy in my lineup where I'm like, oh, bummer, I got to give him $8 or $9 million because he deserves it over 8 years.
Right. I guess the good news is if he plays well, gosh, gee willikers, we got to pay a good player like a good player.
Like
you don't want to overpay anyone.
No, but and you will.
Yeah,
but using
with
cap
Bratt,
space,
I don't think you will.
Using cap space to sign a guy who deserves it that's good.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, everybody gets all freaked out. Wow, it's a long deal.
Well, and Devils fans have also been expecting the Devils to do more this offseason. And now that this very important piece of business is taken care of, like now we're starting to see the dominoes fall.
Yeah.
Right? The Flames take care of, they don't have to worry about Tkachuk anymore. They have a resolution there. And they got Shillington and they got Mangiapane and now the Devils have Bratt. Is there a deal out there? Well, now you have these things taken care of. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Okay.
Now they can go out and sign contracts.
It's definitely a bet on myself contract.
Yes,
because I assume like if he wanted the years, they would have been there. Like
I'm sure that's when they went to or they were going to go to arbitration. Yeah, because he was probably like, I want a 1 year, and they were like, no.
Mm-hmm. Not the greatest comparable, but a bet on yourself contract worked out very well for his teammate Andreas Janssen,
right?
Who signed a 1 year, $850,000 contract with the Leafs. Mm-hmm. Scored 20 goals, and he signed, I think it was a 4-year deal, over $3 million per year. Which he's still on, but that set him up with money that he can ride the rest of his life, right? And brought obviously a far higher stakes version of that. He's not signing for $850, he's signing for over $5 million. But he's going to bet on himself. He's going to perform very well. And by the end of it, he's probably going to be a $7+ million guy.
I thought the filings in the arbitration that they didn't end up going to were interesting because Bratt's side filed for $6.5 million, and then the Devils went with $4.15, and then they landed in the middle at $5.4.
That's how it works.
But I thought like that $6.5 filing for Bratt is a little modest.
Yeah,
like even in his filing, he went kind of low, and I want a shorter contract length and I'll take less money
because that number goes up if you had another year.
Yeah. He if he wanted a long-term deal, like he would have said, "Oh, I want my $8 million right now," or whatever. It's truly, hey, I think I can improve on this 26 goals and 76 points. You know, like he thinks he's gonna keep getting better, and like he's 23. And like I think he will. This is the skill curve that we see with NHL players. Mm-hmm. He's getting better from 23 on.
You need a relatively healthy season from both Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier.
Yep.
And that makes the Devils more formidable offensively, which makes it more likely that their top line is going to get more points, which makes it more likely that Bratt is going to get more points. If he performs the way we think he can, he's going to get over $7 million.
We're sitting here next June/July, and we're like, oh, Bratt signed an extension for 6 years, $8 million.
How well does he need to perform to get a contract somewhat comparable to what Kevin Fiala got with the Kings?
Which was?
7 times, was it 8.1?
I don't think much more.
Also, a bit older. Fiala's 26. Bratt's only 23.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
what is Fiala's contract?
Fiala's deal is 7.8
7.8.
for 7 years.
If Bratt performs well, that would be about right.
For a younger player?
For a younger player, yeah. So there's more appeal there for the
Mhm.
Devils. I mean,
Yeah.
you would have to. It wouldn't be Bratt asking for that. I don't think. I think it would be the Devils trying to talk him into it. Because by the end of this, I could be $9-10 million player. Cap goes up.
Yeah.
My production goes up.
That's a good comparable too. And like, because you gotta get him if you're the Devils. You gotta get him for the next UFA deal. You gotta buy some of those UFA years because it's coming. It's not till like 2-3 more seasons. So you got to get him on at least a 4-year deal.
Can you go to the Devils cap friendly page for a sec? Because I know they signed a few players to really long-term deals, and some of them were thought of to be not very smart at the time. But
Who are you thinking about? Andre
Jack
Palat?
Hughes at $8 million,
It's not bad.
I think is going to end up being fantastic.
Not
Heischer
bad.
at 7.25.
Are the ones you're thinking of Palat and Dougie Hamilton?
I think Dougie Hamilton was a good bet.
Palat might be tough by the end of it, and Hamilton, I think, is a puck-moving defenseman who actually has guys to move the puck to now.
Right side.
Right side. Ah, man. There's a lot to like. That defense, though, is a bit of a world of hurt. I'm not totally sold on that.
And if Blackwood and Vanacek could solve a lot of that, because like I'm looking at their stats from last season, right?
The contract's nice.
They scored 10 more goals than both the Kings and the Stars, and the Kings and the Stars made the playoffs. Now those are defense-heavy teams, but they can't stop a goal, right? They let in 70 more goals than the Kings. They let in 60 more goals than the
Where
Stars.
were they overall?
They're the two worst goalies in the NHL.
In goals for, they're 19th overall. So they got to improve that, but you expect that they will. In goals against, they are...
Must have been bottom.
How much of their lack of offense was injuries, and how much of their lack of offense was overcompensating for the fact that their goalies can't stop anything?
Yeah. I mean, and that there is compensation. When you overcompensate for that. They ranked 4th last in goals against, meaning that, so Coyotes, Red Wings, and Canadians all let in more, but not by much. Yeah, 317 by the Canadians, 310 by the Wings, 309 by the Coyotes, and the Devils are at 302. Those 3 teams are the only teams that eclipse 300, although surprisingly at 5. I forgot. I guess the Blue Jackets you always think of as a defense-first team. 297 goals left.
They didn't have a good year.
We forget that there were 8 teams ready for the playoffs in the East by January.
Yeah.
Everybody was kind of just everybody else.
No one was really in the conversation.
No.